Brother, man. All right, it's T-Man, and I'm gonna Q&A. I'm gonna answer this guy's comment again, a second time in the comment section. I don't know where he keeps coming up with this stuff. So his name is the Golden Mind Podcast. He says, "Buddy, you have said yourself that Francis Ngannou has myofibular hypertrophy. I remember that video you made. I said that according to his training, it appears that he has accumulated more contractile proteins. Contractile proteins. See, this isn't based on lifting a heavy weight, arm wrestling. It's contact sport, dude. Get it? So you're going to need some neural drive for sure, but you're going to need a lot of contractile proteins. But you're going to need a lot of neural drive as well. Now, that's why you see them lifting as heavy as they can, because they're trying to recruit neural drive, but a lot of them are trying to also accumulate contractile proteins. Why? Because let's say you were to arm wrestle somebody you've never arm wrestled before, and neither did the other guy. But the other guy he was born with more fiber count, and your fiber count is less than his. Let's say he has 100,000 fiber count, but yours is only, I don't know, 80,000. Who do you think is gonna win in an arm wrestling challenge? No practice, nothing. Who do you think is gonna win? You or him? It's kind of obvious the guy with the more fiber count is gonna win. All right. Anyway, so because there's more neural drive and there's more fibers, because there's more places for the motor units to proliferate in. Anyway, so that's the whole point about building more contractile proteins. You're trying to get one up on the other guy that probably just has more fiber count than you in arm wrestling. Get it? But they're all trying to do the same things. A good majority of them. It depends, literally. Plus, you have to eat. Protein synthesis needs to outpace protein breakdown to build contractile proteins. If it doesn't, you're not gonna build jack shit. Anyway, but yeah, a lot of people eat carbs so they could spare that protein to build that muscle, but they don't even realize that that's what's really happening there. But anyway, who cares? Let's move on to the next question here. I don't know. He himself has lost to people and gotten beaten. Yeah, a lot of people will lose. Not everybody's going to win. There's bigger, stronger people out there with more fiber count, more contractile proteins, and neural drive. Okay? So there you go. So he has lost because he's a small guy. He's a small, strong guy. Now, give me examples of UFC fighters getting punched out in public. Well, now you're talking about contact sport, right? Like lifting. Arm wrestling and lifting, they kind of go together. See what I mean? But you just lifting an object, trying to recruit motor units, but not build any contractile proteins, well, that's based on kinetic energy, kinetic force. You're producing more kinetic force. You could fucking destroy people. You could grab them and wrestle with them and fucking knock them out and shit. Depends on your training and stuff, man. Anyway, so yeah, UFC fighters getting punched out in public. Give me some examples. There's many. I'm not gonna look for them now, okay? For you especially. I'm not gonna go here and start searching all over the internet for it. I've seen it before, but that doesn't mean I have to go look for it everywhere. You haven't produced it, so why the fuck should I produce anything? Anyway, and I can give you countless examples of UFC fighters beating the shit out of people in streets. Yeah, I saw a guy one time. He beat an old man, like a 90-year-old man that did, I think it was, what was it? What's the name of that martial art everybody does? Fucking, it wasn't Taekwondo, man. It was some martial art, dude. And he went there to prove that it doesn't work and all this kind of shit. Yeah, it's easy for a young person, a big guy, a big, strong guy to, like I said before, a big, strong guy to beat up a skinny old man. Get it? Doesn't matter if he practiced martial arts forever. He'd never beat a young, strong guy with a lot of muscle on his body, because he's stronger. Therefore, the skinny guy, old man, is old and has no muscle, is weaker. It's really simple. No martial arts in the world is going to save you from somebody like that. And not only that, but the UFC guy is confident because he's trained already. He's not only is he bigger and stronger, but he's trained, man. What the fuck? He's fucking trained. You get it? It's not like he was doing nothing. Anyway, but regardless, he would have beat up the old man anyway. What is this? Diaz Brothers, Bass, Rotten, Donald Cerrone, BJ Penn. And what about these BJ Penn people? What about all of them? What about them? They beat up people in public? Yeah? Where is your proof? I don't know. I'm pretty sure they've gotten beat up themselves. Besides, if you do eccentrics with a small amount of concentric, you will, what? You still won't lose sarcomeres. What do you mean lose sarcomeres? Well, you still get motor unit benefits. Lose sarcomeres? What are you talking about? You don't lose sarcomeres. You can build them, you build them up. Yeah, you build them. That's the contractile protein. You can build them up. You build them in parallel and in series. That's the whole idea. The more of them you get, the more kinetic energy you can produce. So if you punch somebody, your force behind your punch will destroy people. Get it? That's the idea. Anyway, yeah. How about you talk to AI and actually learn about this? Learn what? Concentric exercise is associated with loss of sarcomere. I already know that. I've mentioned that in all my videos. It's associated with a loss of sarcomeres, concentric exercise. Yeah. Is associated with the loss of sarcomere, but a small amount of it doesn't change sarcomere count. I didn't say it changed sarcomere count. What it does is it aligns it in parallel. So they shorten, they get shorter. Why? Because you're going against gravity. Listen, man, if you're going against gravity, right, lifting a heavy weight, your sarcomeres align in parallel because they need to produce more force in the opposite direction. Now, when you lift eccentrically, right, eccentrically, your sarcomeres they lengthen in parallel. Sorry, in series. They lengthen in series, but you also get parallel in eccentric. That's why it's superior to concentric lifting, dude. Now, anyway, where were we? Any kind of motor unit isn't just lifting. Okay, whatever, broski. What is this? You also talking how low IQ stuff, broski. You are saying motor unit is lifting stuff. Yeah, motor unit is lifting stuff. That's the first thing that gets activated, motor units. Motor unit isn't just lifting weights. Yeah, why not? Why not? Christ, it's everything, dude. It is any kind of concentric movement, including punches and kicks. Yeah, I never said it wasn't. To move around, it's based on motor units. How do you think you're moving around the planet, dude? Anyway, and not purely due to structural damage. I didn't say it was due to structural damage. I said contractile proteins are due to structural damage, gaining more contractile proteins. Motor unit, contractile proteins, dude, what planet are you on? Gaining more motor units isn't based on muscle damage. Are you stupid or something or what, dude? Like, what fucking planet are you on? And also, you are using the fake Hollywood movie Kill Bill as your evidence. I'm not using it as my evidence. I'm using that movie as an example where she was punching boards and she caused structural damage to her bones and some of her muscle by punching a board repeatedly like an asshole. Now, come on, broski, do your homework. And yes, I have done eccentrics and got massive benefits. You're always doing eccentrics. What the fuck are you talking about? There's no exercise that has no eccentric in it unless it was pure concentric lifting. Get it? Pure. And even then, it's hard to get pure concentric lifting because gravity is pulling you down with the weight. So there's always some eccentric. There must be. Man, anyways. And yes, I have done eccentrics and got massive benefits. Yeah, you have no proof. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't just do eccentrics and I got massive benefits from lifting eccentrically. Protein synthesis needs to exceed breakdown because your body's building up proteins and building and breaking them down all day. You need to build up contractile proteins, so you need to outpace the loss of them, you dumbass, you dummy. What a dum-dum, man. Anyways, where were we? And not just talking out of my ass. Well, it seems like you're talking out of your ass, broski, because you don't know what you're talking about. But some skill training and motor unit optimization is beneficial. What do you mean it's beneficial? It's important. What are you talking about? Also, you got zero understanding of hormones, broski. Show me evidence that UFC fighters don't have high adrenaline compared to untrained people. Never said they don't. As soon as they get in the ring, the adrenaline's taken off, man. That's why they're fighting each other, because they're stupid. Also, show me evidence of experimental fighters. You sound like a manlet that's disgruntled again. One of these manlet people that, got get one up on you. Are you suffering from Napoleon complex? Is this your problem or what? I don't understand your question here. Also, show me some evidence experienced fighters paying an untrained. What? Saying an untrained guy is more dangerous. I never said Man, I can show you guys online, fucking professional fighters. Fucking, I'm not gonna do it now. There's a black guy online, okay? Go find him. He's a black guy. He does martial arts. He's a professional. He shows how to do defense and everything. Go find him on YouTube and you'll see. He'll tell you the most dangerous person is an untrained person in the street, okay? To fight. Because they don't fight with rules. There's no rules, there's no nothing. They're fighting to survive. There's a difference between fighting to survive, like in the war. During World War II, you're not gonna allow your race to completely disappear and die. You think the Russians were gonna allow the Germans to beat them and then they were gonna die and disappear? You have to be stupid. They're in survival mode. They have to survive. They're fighting for their life. And guess what? People who fight for their life usually win. They usually beat the other side. Want to know why? Because they're fighting for their life. Yeah, the Russians single-handedly beat the Germans in World War II, bro. Get it? They fought them over a 5-year period. They lost 36 million people. 36 million people fighting the German army. So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Anyway, you are pulling this out of your ass without evidence, get it? Man, I'm not pulling anything out of my ass without evidence, okay? And I don't need to prove anything to you, get it, dude? Anyways, I gotta post your comment here, because it's fucking ridiculous, man. You're just wasting my time. These stupid comments you're making, they're really dumb, man. You haven't proved anything. The only thing you proved is that you can write stupid, ridiculous stuff. That's all. You understand me? Here, if an object hits you, if I throw a rock and I hit you in the head, will you get knocked out? Yeah, you want to know why? Because you're stupid. That's why. Because you stood there and you took it. You didn't move. You allowed me to hit you in the head with a rock. Here's the thing. If a person is going to punch you, but you know that a person is about to attack you, if you're smart enough, you can turn your face away from him and let him hit you in the head. You want to know why? Because that's the hardest part of your body, if you're intelligent enough. And that asshole is going to break his knuckles on your head, because knuckles are weak when they hit something solid like your head. And he'll cripple his hand for the rest of his life. And that'll give him something to remember you by. Get it? If you're intelligent enough. That's why you see bare knuckle fighting. The first thing an experienced bare knuckle fighter does, when the guy tries to throw a punch, he lowers his head. He wants him to hit him in the head with his knuckles so he can fuck himself up. Get it, dude? This is how you use intelligence. If fighting is a skill too, I could say fighting itself is based on somewhat of a skill, but it's just you're moving, there's objects moving around. I'm talking about you producing more kinetic energy, having more force, more strength, doing specific things. But if you get hit in the right way with a rock, or maybe a fist hit you somewhere in the jugular, right? It was the first hit. In other words, somebody hit you first. The first one is the winner. Get it, bro? Most likely, the person that hits the person first is the winner. That's why you see these people on YouTube, right? You'll see them standing on the street and they go, "Watch this sucker punch." There's a guy standing there, and the first person who throws the punch, he hits the guy falls on the floor. Did the other guy hit the other guy first? No. The other guy hit him first, and guess what happened? He got knocked out or whatever. He fell out. So the person that hits you first is the winner. So when you watch UFC fighting, right? The guy that hit the guy with the most amount of impact, let's say his foot hit him right in the chin, he's gone because he was the first one to hit him first. That's the whole point. He knocked him out. Sometimes they throw a punch, it goes in, they didn't see it, but they throw a punch, they hit him in the jugular, right? He becomes blinded, he can't see, and he falls on the ground. The first one is the winner. The one that gets the knockout first is the winner. See what I mean? But it's based on, a lot is based on luck, because it's moving, you're moving fast in real time. You're not even realizing what's going on. Before you know it, some guy hits you with a foot in the head, you're already on the ground, you didn't even know you were knocked out. Some people don't even know, they think the fight is still going on, bro. Get it? They got knocked on the floor, but then they kind of, the blood goes back to their brain, and then they're like, "Hey, what's going on? Why is the fight over? I'm still fighting." Yeah, the fight's over already, dude. But whatever, you get the idea. You're too stupid to understand that, probably. I don't know. I'll see you in the next one. Tell what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. If you don't understand real fighting, then you'll never understand these things. You're going to keep arguing the same stupid shit over and over again. I don't listen. You don't see tall, big, strong, tall people arguing about how they beat up manlets in the street. That manlets get beat up and they're easy to beat up. They don't talk about that. Want to know why? Because they don't have to. Only manlets have to talk about beating up bigger people because they feel inferior to bigger people. That's why they have to go on and on and on and on and on about little people beating up bigger people. Get it? Or I'm a small, strong guy and I run around the gym to show the big, strong people that I'm stronger than them because I'm a small, strong guy. They're always trying to get one up. Get it, dude? But you never see big, strong people having to do that. Want to know why? Because they're secure in themselves. They're not insecure. Only manlets are insecure. That's why they call it Napoleon complex. Grow up, man. See you in the next one. Ciao.